Hey, what's up? Welcome to anyone who's watching this. This is a Starfield let me not say re-review, but basically, as I playing the game again in the build-up towards Shattered Space DLC, which is coming out on the 30th of September. I wanted to go the special abilities and kind of get used to the game again, get the vibe going on, just in preparation for that. And the interesting thing playing the game again is obviously there's been updates. The game has improved. I'm also playing it now on a PC, so I have the graphics. I have the 60 frames. I have the mods as well, which is really interesting. It's my first time using mods in a video game. But overall, the game is still a good game. While look playing it from a retrospective point of view, it's still a good game. It still has all the parts that made me love it, like it, and it has the parts that made me um not so much like it. I think the problem has always been that it's a game that has potential greatness. There's a lot there, but it falls short in various degrees. Um First of all, the graphics are amazing. I love the style. I didn't really like it initially when Bethesda showed it off, this whole NASA punk vibe. But then the more I saw it, the more I started to say, this is different. This is unique. This is not as sexy as Mass Effect, but it's different enough to set itself apart. So I'm actually happy that they went through this style. And when I'm playing the game, just even from just the graphics, it's great to see the details in the costumes and the environment, just the books, the notes, all these things. They've done a good job at the attention to details, and even the ship, like even just right there, that clip you saw with the ship, it's great. Um, so I commend them for that. And the gameplay as well, just the shooting mechanics in this game are still, for me, top tier enough. When it comes to RPG shooting games, I don't really know any other apart from Cyberpunk that does a good or great job. So once again, shout out to them for making the game fun. Where I think the the issue is there's a consistency and there's a disconnecting problem with the game still. It's how you transition from ground base to ship base to map base to planet base and the reverse. Bethesda didn't execute that in the way that they should have. So when you play the game and as hours goes by, you start to realize there's a problem here. It's very small, but it gets bigger and bigger, and you get more irritated the more you play. Like, why can't I do this properly, right? Hey, Gordon Gregory, what's up? How you doing? I'm talking about Starfield today. I started playing it over again, and I'm enjoying it. And the problems that the game had in the past are still there for me. Um, for me, I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. My issue was I wanted it to be a 10 out of 10. I didn't we didn't get that, but it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me for sure. Um, I don't know if you played Starfield, but hey, listen, tell me your thoughts on the game, Gordon. So I started playing it again, and combat is still great. And I think one thing that I missed that I should have done is you wait for the DLC. Listen, I started playing it again for the DLC as well. I wanted to kind of get used to the combat again, the exploration, the maps. I wanted to get the special abilities, which I thought would be interesting and it will help me with my gameplay going forward for the DLC. The DLC looks really, really good. Gordon says it's a great game. I like the open world. Do you know? I fall short of saying it's a great game, but I can see where you're coming from because there's so much about that it blows my mind. And I think that's my problem with the game because I'm like it's great in some elements and it kind of falls short in some elements. And the elements that it falls short in are not even that they're not like groundbreakingly bad. It's just it doesn't match up to the other core elements that I would have hoped that they achieved, right? Um, but I love Bethesda games, but I never played the main quest. Just more fun to do your own thing and let the and from the get go. Here's the thing about that. I think if you're playing this game, you have to play it like a non Bethesda game. You have to. For me, if you play like Mass Effect, I think you're gonna get more mileage out of this game because there's so many cool things in this game that I'm always wondering why didn't they put this at the start to kind of hook you in, you know? The zero G combat gameplay. I think that's great. I think it's a I think it's a really fun, unique way to play this game. But you don't really experience it until further in. And I don't even think some people experience it at all. Why would you not put that in the game early on? I don't understand. Um, Even the special abilities in the game. I only had one, and I finished the game right. You know, with one ability, and I've gone a couple. I've got a couple more, and the only thing that comes to my mind is why didn't they make you get more special abilities as part of the main quest? Now that might run counteractive to the Bethesda typical framework of do it yourself, do what you want to do. But it feels like there's a lot of fun here, and there's a lot of extra things that could have been added to the core game that would have made it a whole lot more interesting. So yeah, that's some of the the issues that I've had with the game. But still, listen, nonetheless, still a dope game, enjoyable, it's fun. I haven't done any base building. I'm not into that at all. Um, we've interacted before. I've commented on your vids in the past. The most recent one was when I commented on the denazification parallel to the Krogan problem. Mass Effect. Yeah. Listen, thanks for commenting. Sorry if I didn't catch that. I've been dropping videos on and off differently. But you know, I always love making content, so I'm always going to keep dropping content, especially Mass Effect stuff. I love that world, that universe. You know, it's great. So yeah, to the Bethesda thing, to the Bethesda or Starfield, where it falls short is they should have handheld you. They should have held your hand a lot more and dragged you to some of these amazing places. And I think there was even some questionable decisions. You know, I think at the start of the game, when you end up on Crete, all I could think of, why am I on Crete? Why did you pick this planet that isn't that sexy or nice, or that doesn't really evoke wonder for me to be the first place I land in? So that was the part I didn't really get. But listen, going to Aquila City, fun. Going to Neo Atlantis, fun. You know, I'm talking to Vic again. I'm doing all these fun, dope missions. I did the Starseed mission. That was really good. There's just so much more. You know, I'm playing a mission where, hey, Ken Wall, what's up? How you doing? Good to hear from you again, brother. Gordon says one of the downsides to the game is that it tries to be many things to many people. Yeah, you know, yes, the game has. I think if the game was more focused, it would be a far superior product. When I say far superior, I don't want people to think that that's me saying the game is bad. Like I said, I think the game is good. I think the game is really, really good. It's one of my favorite games of this generation. But with that said, it's also one of the games of the generation where my expectations were more, and I didn't achieve that. I started ship combat. I started battling ships again. And it's fun. Like, it's just, you know, the more I play this game, the more I'm like, oh, this part was good. This part was fun. But I keep saying to myself, why didn't you show me this at the start? Like, why didn't you hook me in with these things? And it's a real shame because I'm seeing comments of people saying, I've been playing this game for 100 or 200 hours and I'm still seeing things to do. And that might be fun for them, but there's a lot of people who would have had way more fun if Bethesda had, you know, had highlighted these elements much earlier. Um, but yeah, I haven't done any ship building, base building. I think ship building is one that I might get into, but I'm not really into all that kind of stuff. But I can see myself potentially trying it out. But listen, let's talk about the story, because for me, story is all that I really care about. You could give me average gameplay. I don't really care. As long as the story is good, I'm there. You know, as long as these characters become memorable, I'm always going to be there. Starfield story to me is it's the part that I didn't enjoy as much. The the whole concept of the Starborn and going into different dimensions is cool, but my question is, what is the reason? What is the purpose? And that's where I feel like it falls short. These guys are doing these things, and I'm asking, but why? Like, you know, why is this such a why are you doing this? I don't understand. There's a mission in Starfield called Entanglement. Yeah, if the dev wasn't Bethesda, it could have been multiple games. I think the ship combat is fun. I think the ground-based combat is fun. Um, it tried to do many things, but like even you could be surface level with some of these features, as long as you connect them well. It all makes sense, right? So for the story, one of the best missions in Starfield is the entanglement one. It's the one where you're going through different dimensions, and there's different outcomes. There's different story points that's happening. In this particular story, someone's alive, and in another one, someone is not alive. And I think that's where Starfield's story was really special. And I would argue that's a story point that they should have focused on in the game. I think making a multiverse story where Earth might be destroyed. Earth is not destroyed. The faction wars are still going on. The faction wars are not going on. The Freestar lost in this war. The UC won. Like, you know, these type of situations, and we touched on that a bit towards the end of Starfield when you finish the game. And that should have been the main core of the story. It would have been a so much more interesting experience, because I'm left thinking the world has all these story points that I just really want to get into, but I can't get into it, right? Because the game won't let me. The game didn't tell that story. Um, Even apart from entanglement, you know, there's a part where like Barrett, sorry, he gets a special ability. And the special ability he manages to, spoilers by the way, he manages to bring someone from a different dimension, which is him, and that person can maybe help him fight battles. Like, these are the interesting points in the game, that it doesn't really speak on. I would even say, if you don't even want to get into that, you could just take the UC quest line as the main story, and that would have even been good. You know, that mission was crazy fun. It's very interesting, very alien-like. You know, a bit of horror going on. Um, that mission with different factions being in play, um, would have been something special for sure as well. I think the Starbound stuff is in parallel with Interstellar, with elements from Contact. Just yes, the Starbound stuff is. Listen, I like the idea of the Starbound coming from different universes. Um, but then that's where it ends, right? They come, they want the the unity to get more powerful. And listen, I see the parallels in the sense that Bethesda games are, the core gamers, they'll play this game and they'll finish it, and then they'll do a rerun again. They'll start again. I think this is Bethesda trying to pull that into its game design. I think it's good, but the reason why it doesn't work as well is because it ends on a surface level. The new game has these new characters, these new elements. However, That's it. It doesn't go deeper than that. The worlds are more or less the same. The characters are more or less the same. So I would have loved if they went much, much deeper into these story points, for sure. So yeah, from a story perspective, that's why it fell short for me. From a gameplay perspective, I loved it. That was great. From a side mission perspective, loved it again. Thought it was good. The faction quest lines really dope, really well done. Some of them I'm not a big fan of. Some of them I really do like. Sort of let's cut that out. But this was yeah. There's no real notes to this. It's just hey, listen, I've been playing Starfield and I just wanted to talk about it without making a video that would take me 2 weeks to make. 'Cause goddamn, editing takes forever. Um, okay, so Gordon says, he gets it about going deeper in a way, and he gets it that he didn't. He says, I like that they didn't. And you know what? I think that's fair. That is 100% fair because there's so much you like about this game, and depending on your tolerance level, you might not like it as much, and you might love it as you might love it. There's people I know who love this game. There's people I know who are in the same boat as me who really like this game. There's people I know who don't like this game. Um, I think expectation plays a role for a lot of people in how they feel about this game, and I like to detach my expectations from the review for sure because I don't think it's fair to review a game based on what you want it to be as opposed to what the game actually is. That's why for me it's an 8 out of 10, but I could easily see people giving it a 9 out of 10. I can easily see people giving it a 7 out of 10. It's all a tolerance. It's all a tolerance issue. A tolerance issue. No, it's all a tolerance perspective. Yeah, maybe that's the better word to say there. Like discussing your thoughts. Most times when we talk, we are just talking about news. Yeah. Listen, if you want to hop on and talk about thoughts as well, like I'm always game to go back and forth with you guys. Um, One thing that's after that really annoyed me a lot was the ammunition just finished so fast. Like it was always hard to find the ammo you needed. God freaking damn! Why did they make that so difficult? Like it was so frustrating. And the UI wasn't the best per se, but it's not a big deal. Um, overall dope game, dope combats. Uh, let's talk about the diversity in characters. When I mean diversity in characters, I don't mean like race or anything like that. I just mean in terms of personality. It's not there. They all feel the same, samey enough. Um, I think they all have different personalities in terms of where they're from. However, their reactions to the things you do are more or less the same. I find myself talking to these guys, and I might do something that they don't like, and they all don't like it, which is not the worst thing, but it adds less flavor to the story. So that's problematic for me a little bit. I wanted to be in a situation where members of my team might actually side with me. They might actually understand why I've made a certain decision, and they're cool with it. And other members will tell me, why they didn't like it. That's fine. What I will say is, I love the reaction. Like when they're pissed at you, they actually just give out to you. And if you don't fix it, they'll just leave. They'll be like, get the hell away from me, man. I'm getting out this ship. Like, you're disgusting. I love that element of it. I love the backlash that you get. But I also want to see like crazy praises. Like I talk to you again and you say, hey, listen, that decision you made on with the Freestyle Rangers, yeah, screw them guys. I hate their guts. And take them out every time, something like that. Just a bit more interesting, more flavor. Gordon says that's one plus about Bethesda games. When they release dev tools, it gives us the power to change the narrative. Yes, this is one thing that is that I'm really excited about because I've just started modding. I've got some of the mods from the game, and it's fun. And I'm looking at mods on YouTube. That's okay. Which ones do I get? Which ones do I do this? And I'm just really looking forward to. And I'll say this. I know maybe some some people might not like it, but I really want this game to come out on PlayStation. Not because I care about Xbox or PlayStation or any of this console nonsense. It's because um, the more people buy this game, the more conversations we had about this game, the more we can get into the lore of the game, the more content is created, and also probably going to be a bigger push for more mods because more people are playing the game. And have more people playing the game, you're going to have people say, "Hey, I want to put the whole Morrowind, Skyrim into a planet." I like that idea. I want to use AI tools so we can talk to these people, talk to Starfield people with AI, just like Skyrim. I think this is dope. So I'm really looking forward to the PlayStation announcement, just to reignite the Starfield community for sure. I would also love 100% love a co-op version. I know most Bethesda fans don't care for that, but I think being able to be in this game, be in the spaceship with my friends, and fly around together. I think it'd be a really really dope experience for sure. It'd be really really fun. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Starfield so far. Still a good game, still enjoyable, still fun. Some missteps here and there. They're rectifying some of it. The rover has been introduced. The rover is pretty cool. It's not a game changer. It's not anything too crazy for me. I think the game did a good enough job because you would land pretty much more or less close to the objective. It didn't really need a rover to get there. But I completely understand that from an exploration point of view. Having a rover where you could like just go from place to place to a different location on the planet is ideal. So good job on Bethesda for doing that. I do wish the rover was a bit faster though, for sure. Yeah, we've been at this for 20 minutes talking about my thoughts on Starfield. Again, not a crazy deep dive video. I was just playing a game, and I just really wanted to kind of like share some thoughts out there without really going into too much crazy editing. I did do a review for Starfield a long time ago. My graphics, sorry, my memory card just fell apart. My hard drive fell apart, so I was unable to salvage like the first 7 minutes or 8 minutes. But it was quite detailed on uh, mechanics of the game, what I liked and what I didn't like. So, uh, Gordon again says, I like the idea of discovering a Skyrim planet or Witcher planet, place locked in time. Yes, yes, this is such a crazy dope experience to have. Um, I also like the idea of creating a whole new story that if modders can actually just start creating new storylines, input into the game, anything. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the mods, how the mods bring this game back to life for sure. Anything else to talk about? Let's see. Um, no, I think that's it, really. Unless Gordon, you got any questions? Kind of well, still there, you got any questions? Yeah, what was it about anything? We can even pivot to Mass Effect slightly. It's going to be a short video, but I'm game to talk a little bit more about other topics. But I think the big thing that everyone's talking about now is Dragon Age and um, how it looks good from a gameplay perspective. I think it looks fun. I would agree. I think it looks well, action oriented. Uh, the only thing I really care about is the stories, though. And I've been hearing a lot of positive talking points from the directors and how what we know how to what to do. We're going off brand. The stories. I want these characters to feel like they are changing the world with you. And because of that, I'm more excited for the game. And I think what's even more interesting here is that we need to be in a situation. We can look at what we see in Dragon Age, and that will kind of set a template for what to expect in Mass Effect 4/5. If this succeeds, which I think it will, even if it's in the 8 out of 10 region, even low in the high sevens, I think that's a win right there. That's a company going back on track. The higher the number is, the better it is for everybody. I'm predicting an 8, but you never know. Okay, Gordon says, love your content, Taye, but it's 2 a.m., heading to bed. Listen, appreciate you dropping by, Gordon, and listen, I'm happy to hopefully we'll chat again this year. I'll probably go live again and do some more chit chat at some point, and I hope to see you again. If you want to talk about any other topic, just let me know, brother. All right, ciao now. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on Starfield / the future of Mass Effect. I think future Mass Effect looks bright. He in there is Mary DeMont. Or Marley. I don't want to get that wrong. She's a perfect choice to take Mass Effect back to where it needs to be. Because if you know, she wrote Deus Ex, she wrote Guardians of the Galaxy, and those, from a story perspective, those two games are perfect. They're great. The narration is something special, right? And that's what we want in Mass Effect. We really care about the stories, really, and the character interactions. You get that. Mass Effect needs to be a multiplayer game. It needs to have the best game. The mechanics doesn't have to happen in Andromeda's game. It doesn't have to do anything really. Also, have these stories and these characters and then we are always going to be in a position where 10 years, 20 years from now, we will be talking about the game. Because we don't talk about the combat per se, we talk about the characters, always the characters. So yeah, Mary DeMarle was the perfect person to hire to bring back those fans. Andromeda had great gameplay, but it didn't have a great story. Andromeda is probably it's one of the most disappointing games as well you can play, just because it has so much potential, so much potential. But let's not get into that. This was supposed to be a Starfield review. My thoughts. That's it. And thank you guys. Thanks to Gordon for joining the stream, and Kim Paul for dropping by. And to anyone else who watches this, drop a comment. Let me know on your thoughts on Starfield. If you on playing the game again, if you actually enjoyed it. And that's that. Speak to you guys soon.